On this episode, we're going to talk about our 2024 video challenge.
I'm walking the streets of nowhere. I'm playing the game with no regrets. I'm crawling out from the gutters. Cloud and the Joker's all you guess.
All right, Mallett Head. There's been no time elapsed for the viewer. The viewer has seen episode every
Yes.
week. But I think we haven't done this since
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas. So it's been a few weeks.
Yep.
So if we're absolutely terrible on this episode, blame me that decided we're gonna front load a bunch of episodes and then just take 3 weeks off and completely forget how.
Well, it was the
how to
holidays
podcast,
too,
so.
though. So, I mean, like, we had a good
True.
reason. It wasn't just like, let's front load a bunch and then get ahead for no
True.
reason. So, I mean, yeah, we took time off and stuff.
How were your holidays, by the way?
Good. Had Christmas here. Had the family come and then New Year's. What did I do for New Year's? Oh,
I slept.
you know what I did
I
for
went to
New
bed
Year's?
at like 10. What's
I
that?
threw up the green screen.
Oh, you
I
okay.
edited the
Yeah,
year
yeah, yeah.
in. That's
All
what I
right.
did.
Nice.
I was like, I'm not doing
I
anything,
was-
and I put out that episode.
like a good co-host that is responsible for none of the production. I was sleeping soundly that night,
Oh gosh.
having front loaded all of the content. So I got time off. You didn't really get that much time
Well,
off.
that's usually the case with like so the last few years I've been to, or last couple at least, I've been at your house for New Year's, your
Yeah.
apartment, and then it's always the case of I'm not tired at all, and then everyone else in the house is like, "Oh, what time is it? It's 9:30. Gosh, why isn't it midnight yet?" And then it hits midnight.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, guys. All right, I'm going to bed. See you. I'll see you tomorrow.
My wife wanted to have people over this year, but I was so burnt out from doing things all of the fall because we had like
Oh, yeah.
football, and then we'd have a week off and we'd go do something because we had a week off, you know? I was so burnt out. And she was like, oh, let's have Dustin and Nathan come stay. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm tired and we always go to sleep at like 9:30. So it's been nice, dude. I've had like actual weekends off for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's just refreshed me.
I've had
I think actually it's made me a little bit lazy as well, but it's been nice.
I've had since we haven't had the Snow Beast trailer, we haven't had any gigs since before Christmas, or a couple weeks before
Right.
Christmas. Usually those are on a Saturday or something. We haven't had anything in a while, which is nice. So my weekends have been pretty free.
Nice. So my Christmas, I'll tell a quick Christmas story before we go into this. So Christmas Eve in Dallas with my in-laws, which is great. Had a great time. We stayed with my in-laws, Courtney's parents, in uptown Dallas. And then in the morning, we all kind of woke up. Courtney's mom made like a nice breakfast. I had a mean bean, a Java Monster. And then after that, Courtney had to go home and take care of Foxy. So Christmas Day, I was in a hotel in Dallas by myself
Oh no.
for Christmas for my Christmas lunch. I had Golden Corral. I sat by myself at a Golden Corral in the corner on Christmas Day.
no.
It was kind of sad. It was a little sad.
Oh,
But the next day was the bowl game. That's
Yeah.
why I stayed in Dallas, because I was like, I had to shoot for the bowl game the next day. And the next day was just the most incredible day. We hung out, met a bunch of sickos, met a bunch of coaches, players after the game. The Bobcats won.
now
And then
for our audience, what are the sickos?
oh, sickos. That's what the Win Now or Get Bent listeners are called, sickos. And sickos goes back. It's like a college football thing or like a college sport thing of like you have to be a sicko to watch so much of this. Especially true for the Texas State sickos because we've lost for so long. It's been so bad. So you have to be a real sicko to be tuned in.
Yeah.
But now they're winning, so it's nice. Long story short, overall it was worth it. But I don't think I've ever had like I had my Kindle. I was sitting in bed with my Kindle and like,
Oh no.
but there was actually, you know what? There was like an event that night too, like in downtown Dallas that I went to and met a bunch of people
Okay.
and like had a good time.
That's cool.
So it wasn't all day.
Yeah.
And that's where we started meeting up with some sickos and coaches. And even the president of the university came by and said hi, and his wife. They're great. Long story short, the most interesting Christmas I've had for sure.
I bet so.
Yeah. All worth it,
Yeah.
though. It'd be nice next year if we get to a bowl game, if it wasn't, the day after Christmas.
Yeah, right.
But if it is, I'll do it. Anyways, so this episode, whenever this comes out, we're going to be talking about a video challenge that we discussed last year. And we're like, we're going to do it this year because we have 12 months to do it. And what's better than to take something you should be doing all along and just push it into the new year because you're too lazy. So that's what we've decided to do. And now we're gonna discuss what that actually looks like. We're gonna put some parameters on this and see. We are recording this on January 7th, so we're already 7 days behind on this.
Absolutely. Well, you might be.
Oh, okay. All right. You've been cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously that's the thing. We're not going to talk about the content we're making because we're kind of going to surprise each other with it, I think. But just off the bat, we haven't really talked about what the 12-month challenge is. You want to talk through it or?
Yeah. So essentially Zach had this idea, whenever we kind of started doing the pod, to still be able to put podcasts out on this channel, but still be able to put our own content out on our own channels. He's got, what is yours, Wax Zeb or whatever? Wax Zeb, and I have Mallett Bros. So, instead of focusing we'll still focus a bunch of time on Deaton Street. We're still going to put out our own video, one video a month for the entire year, minimum of 5 minutes. You can go over, whatever.
I'm just going to talk about that. I was going to try to bring you down on that, but
oh no, you were sold on the 5 minutes. I told you
I was going to go down to three.
Tough.
What about like three, at least 3 minutes?
Okay, I'm good with that. Oh, hey, I was going to hold you to 5.
We'll do at least 3.
Yeah,
five's we could do 5, but I don't
3.
I think we should as far as minimum time. I think 3 and up, and just a good product, right?
For sure.
Because I feel like if we say 5, I think there's ideas we could have that are best served as a 3-minute video that we're going to push to 5. It's like the Hobbit trilogy, right? We don't want a Hobbit trilogy ourselves with this stuff, right? We don't want to take something that's definitely only 3 minutes and then be like, no, you got to stretch it to 7.
Stretch it. Yeah. So no, I'm totally fine. Like I told Zach, it's going to be pretty hard.
It is going to be hard.
Be
and the reason that I wanted to do this is because a big part of this project was to push ourselves creatively. That is get in front of the camera, talk to each other on camera. We're both behind the camera most of the time producing stuff. That's where we're most comfortable. At least for me, that's where I'm most comfortable. So this is about pushing ourselves. And the next step of that is having something to talk about creatively. Having something to talk about that we have done creatively. In the fall, that's really easy for me because I'm doing football recaps. But I really felt like it was important to have a reason to do videos that are outside of our comfort zone to really push us to a new level, which is why I suggested this. Now, as we get here, we had talked about my first idea being a trip to Marfa with one of my buddies. I'm actually pushing that for a few months so that I'm pushing it because I want to make sure that the weather isn't going to absolutely kill us.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't necessarily know if going to West Texas in late January is the best idea, especially the way that me and his work schedules work out to where we have to ask off weeks in advance. So if we decide we're going to go the 20th. And I was like, man, that just sounds like we could go die because we're going to stay in a tent.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
That's being pushed until the warmer weather gets here.
That's good.
I have other ideas.
I have.
But I'm interested.
I have almost the entire year planned out.
Wow. Okay.
I'm missing 2 videos.
So are you staying in the same genre of video, or are you doing different genres?
It's not giving anything away. It's going to be a series.
Oh, so your 12 are connected.
Kind of, yes.
You're putting on like an album, like a concept album of videos.
So like whenever you pitched me the idea, like I had been in such a short film mode that I was like, I'm going to have to put out 12 short films, like, and go through my whole process, write out the script, storyboard them, everything else. So I tried to step away from that in a sense and do, I don't want to say the more YouTube-y thing, because it's not really. Like, it's its own thing, I guess. Like, I don't know.
I think we can talk about this without being as cagey.
Yeah.
Know? Like, I think you can explain like the genre and stuff without giving it away.
And they're not, I don't want to say they're vlogs, because they're not vlogs.
Okay.
But they might feel kind of like a vlog in some capacity.
Yeah.
I've tried to do vlogs in the past, and they were very, very stereotypical vlog for that time, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, I have, it's a series. Any of the videos aren't connected themselves, but they all serve the same purpose, I guess you could say.
I dig that. I thought about it a lot, and I did kind of the same thing as you in a way, where my first thought went to, well, Dustin makes short stories, and so I need to write short stories and all this other stuff.
Dude,
but here's the thing, man, and I'm nothing against short stories, nothing against it. It's very highbrow, very, very highbrow, and I'm not interested in doing that. I'm interested in watching them. I am not interested in writing that way, and I've never written that way. Like my personality has always been such that I'm drawn towards like history and debates and things like that. And true life things as well, like you're saying, little vloggy stuff. But as far as like scripted content that isn't like funny, I won't write it. I don't think I've ever written anything that is fiction.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that. The things that I have are a combination of kind of documentary style, video essays.
Okay.
Which I'm very excited about video essays. I think video essays might be like my thing.
Yeah.
I haven't done one yet, but I feel like that's like right in
I love them.
the zone of what I'm going to be.
I watch so many
with.
video essays. It's ridiculous.
Me too. I've watched them, but I've also like written a lot of essays and argumentative essays and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could just combine those two
Yeah,
things.
I definitely think
voiceover.
I definitely think that you could pull them off a lot easier than I could. Like I would have to do a lot of research for depending on what I would do one on. I'm just saying, like you write a lot better than I do. I'm not the greatest writer, like essay wise.
You write more than I do. You write more fiction than I do.
Well, no, that's different though. That's like dialogue with
all
characters. Like yours is like more of an essay that you're,
I just argue more than you do. I'm a little bit more hard-headed, and I've always been a little bit of an arguer, and that's essentially what an essay is, and that's why I like them, is because you're just, So I'm doing video essays, but I have some topics that I am going to look into. I think I have my one for January.
Okay.
Now. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're not going to guess what it is, and I also don't know if it'll work. So January is going to be very interesting because I'm kind of tied to this idea, but it might be a dud. So I might be putting out a dud in January, but I'm putting out that dud. Let me tell you.
Let's be fair. Mine will probably be a dud.
Okay, let's put out some milky duds.
but-
Is that what they're called? Milk dud?
It's milk dud. Oh God, that's gonna go in.
Milky
That's
Dud
gonna go in
sounds
there with
wrong, yeah.
Reese's. Okay, Milky Duds and Reese's. Yes, sir.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
good. I will forever call them Milky Duds now.
Milky duds. Yeah.
No, like I'm my first video is like the start of the series. So it's gonna be kind of an
Okay.
explanation, which might spoil the rest of the year for you, for me, but for mine,
Yeah.
you'll get the concept. You won't know
Yeah.
the content.
Okay.
But yeah, it might be a dud just because of what it is, I guess.
I am certainly not tying myself to anything because I want to explore and figure out what I like to do. Because I have ideas for video essays. I have like 2 or 3 topics I think I could cover and feel pretty interested about. But I don't want to tie myself down to video essays because I might find out, like I'm obviously going to do the vlog style thing. So I don't want to find out that I like the vlog style more than the video.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm kind of just free form going into each month, I think, right now, which is not the way I usually operate.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with yours. I know I had to sit down and like come up with some sort of like months in advance plans because like there was no way that I was going to be able to do a short film, a 5-minute short film every month. Absolutely not.
No.
Dude,
No.
I could not pull that off. I was like,
No.
and for whatever, my mind was stuck in that because that's what I had done for the last 3 years or whatever. I still do plan on doing another short film, like a legit short film that I will write over several months and then shoot and edit and everything else, like take my time and then submit it in festivals and see how far it goes there. Not just the one. I plan on, putting it in multiples. So that should be interesting. That'll definitely be 2 different videos as like the short film and then like behind the scenes. That's kind of cheating, but
And I think too, that's a healthy way to look at it because trying to do 12 different short films is insane and no one ever does that. Like no one does that in a year.
you know what I'm talking about? I'll have to send him to you later. He's a YouTuber and he basically puts out a short film a week. Not very highly produced.
Yeah. How long are they? Like a couple minutes?
Yeah, no, they're at least a few minutes to 5 minutes. Like, and they're funny. They're hilarious. A lot of them are pretty well produced. He put out a video. It's around the same vein of what we're doing this year. He put out a video like a week ago. He said, all right, I'm not doing the weekly films. I'm going to do a feature length film every month for the entire year. And I'm like, dude, you're nuts. He's got a few of them up on his channel. Now, not over the course of a month, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I instantly go to like the skeptical place where I'm like, if you're doing a feature length film in a month, how good can it be?
Yeah.
But then, I see stuff like I'm not sure. It's definitely not the type of video that our viewers are watching, but the Bobby Lee short film that he did with a
Oh my
YouTube
goodness,
creator,
it was so good.
Ramen and whatever.
Yes,
It was
Death and Ramen.
fantastic. I don't know how long it took them to do that, but I was just like,
dude, it was so
I
freaking
get it.
good.
Yeah, so good.
yeah.
So I get that really good stuff can go on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the production length of that was, but wow.
I found their Instagram page that they had a lot of the updates and stuff on.
Yeah.
And I think they spent quite, a decent amount of time on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was pumped. Like
Yeah.
when I saw like the trailer for it, I was like, I have to know what day this comes out and be notified because I will watch it as soon as it drops.
Right.
Yeah.
Feature length film. So, is there anything? Because I do kind of want to dig into the feature length film thing because I kind of have a hot take on that.
Okay.
But is there anything else that we would need to like round up for the 12-month? We don't have like a deadline. Like, so if you're watching this and you're like, okay, when are the January videos going to come out?
We don't know.
Look, man, mine might come out the last day of January, and I might do that every stinking month.
Oh, it
right?
probably will.
So we ain't gonna be that organized. We're just committing. And look, hey, maybe I get on a roll and January's video comes out the last week and February's video comes out on the first week. I don't know. Yeah. All we know is we're doing 12 each, and they have to come out in every month.
Now, are we going to limit it to you have to shoot it in each month? Or
heck no.
Okay.
Heck no.
Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
Your workflow is your workflow.
Cool. I was just making sure.
Talk about you gotta shoot it every single month, man. I might shoot 2 videos at one time, man. If I'm going out somewhere and I shoot video, I might pull,
Yeah. I figured. I was like, well, let me double check. But so
I've looked at some tricks because shooting this type of stuff by yourself is a little difficult. But as soon as I switch my mind from this is a short story to this is a video essay or this is something else, I was like, okay, this is all gets a lot easier for me. So,
do we want to maybe throw out some ideas as far as limitations for some of the videos? I know we had talked about one of them being like no dialogue.
So my no dialogue idea, I feel like is going to take me forever to do because it's more short story, So let's set those as goals. I think that if we each do 12 videos this year, that's an accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely.
That we individually have never done before it like this, and that's something to be celebrated at the end of the year.
Yeah.
If we do that and we decide it's very easy, maybe in 2025, we put ourselves to some limitations.
Yeah.
I think a goal of mine is still the no dialogue video, but I also don't want to creatively dampen you or me by like having that pressure of like, we have to do this or that. I think 1 video a month, at least 3 minutes.
Cool.
That's all we got to do.
Cool. Works for me, man.
You can do a 3-minute, if you want to sit here and read the back of a Java Monster can for 3 minutes, that counts, man. If we get into the dark days of fall and you're just limping along in December of next year, you can be like, did you know that Java Monster has 220 calories?
I
don't care.
Like I said, I think I'm missing 2 months worth of ideas, which
the tables have turned.
I have this month's. I need to write it out because it is a little more scripted to an extent, but I have the general idea of what it is, and I need to just write. I need to shoot it.
For my video that I'm gonna make this month. If I go with the idea that I have, I need to look into laws. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
I have to see if something I want to do is legal.
Oh God.
So,
So another question: do we want to review each of our videos on this channel as an episode of the pod, or?
I think we check in as they come out and we can talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of I don't know why I'm feeling like a pansy today or something, but I'm like, let's not be harsh on each other.
Oh no.
Let's not review.
Not review, just like we would react to each of our videos or whatever.
Maybe not react. We can talk about it. It's like a topic of conversation. Cause like, what if you hate my video or I hate your video and like we're reacting to it and I'm like,
that's okay.
No.
Absolutely.
That would break me.
What? No.
I'd go cry on my couch for the rest of the video. I couldn't do it.
What's funny is like we're actually like that in real life.
But
super critical of each of our stuff.
I want to let everyone else see us be like, dude, really?
It's like,
really?
Oh my God, your
You're
exposure
gonna leave
is terrible
that
right there.
rubber ducky in that video? Really? You know what I'm talking about? Take my song out. No, okay. Cut all
The
that
shirt's
out.
right there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
I
just curious.
feel like I'm in like a very vulnerable place right now talking about it because I'm a little worried that my stuff's gonna stink.
Nah,
So,
dude, you'll be fine. You'll be
well,
fine.
we'll see. We'll see.
You'll be
man.
fine.
We'll see. I can do a short.
I am extremely worried about my stuff. Cause yeah, I don't know. Like,
I think the good thing about it is that we really are just doing this for us.
Yeah.
So,
we're doing it for us. We're doing it to like work that muscle,
right.
That's it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
feature length films you wanted to talk about? What did you?
Yeah. Let's now your doggy
Thanks,
dog
Oliver.
shook. You guys go buy some snow cones real quick, and then we'll come back and I'll go on my rant.
Do you find yourself craving something sweet, cold, and made of the softest snow you've ever seen in your life? Well, you're in luck, because us here on Deaton Street know of the best place to go. Snowbees Express, located in Jennings, Louisiana, is the #1 spot to stop for all of your snow cone, soft serve ice cream, and soda on shaved ice needs. They're open year-round because here in Louisiana, we sometimes only get 1 week of cold winter days per year. So come on down to the Red Train Caboose. Yes, you heard that right, a literal caboose, located in Jennings, Louisiana, 420 Robert. Currently, they're open 1 to 5, Monday through Saturday. You can find them on Facebook as well to book a party. Just search Snowbees Express and reach out. That's SNOB' Express.
Feature-length films. Here's my hot take.
Okay.
After all of last year watching feature-length films and trying to get into them, I think they all stink now. I really think they all stink. It's been a long time. There's one I think last year that I enjoyed and that I actually watched multiple times. Other than that, it's like just a stink fest. And I don't understand what's going on, if my taste has changed or if it actually is like Hollywood just getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
But man, like I get so bored with anything that is over 45 minutes.
Really?
Fiction. But I can watch a 3-hour long YouTube video about the aircraft carrier plane that was never actually made but was developed by Lockheed. I watched that today. I don't know if it was 3 hours, but I think I watched 3 videos that were like 45 minutes about this airplane that they never made. It's really cool, but they never made the airplane. I'm watching 3 hours worth, but I can't sit and watch a superhero run around for 1 hour and 45.
Well, so yeah, there's the big thing too. It's like superhero movies are so played out now. It's ridiculous. Also, my hot take is a lot of the newer Marvel stuff, movies and TV shows, they have just like degraded in quality, or like their storytelling is just hasn't been the greatest. The only one that's been really good was Loki, both seasons. I enjoyed WandaVision. Not a lot of people did.
Yeah. I watched WandaVision. We liked that.
I enjoyed it. I liked it for all like the quirky aspects of it, and then like the B and C plot that was happening at the same time. All that. So I love that stuff. But like superhero movies are like way overplayed now. Like they rode that train way too long, and it's time to make something else.
I'm more likely to watch a series.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that me and Courtney watched the other day? Oh my gosh. We watched a movie. It was like 3 hours long.
The Lord of the Rings.
And I got... No, I'll never talk bad about
No, I
those.
know.
Never talk bad about those. It was some movie that was like 3 hours long. I wish I could remember what it is, but we broke it up. We literally we went into it saying like, okay, we're going to watch 45 minutes. We're going to go to bed. We'll come back and watch it tomorrow. I think we finished it, but I'm just way more likely to watch a work of fiction if it's episodic rather than sitting down and trying to watch a movie all at once.
Yeah. You get more out of a series, you know, they have more time to flesh stuff out, to build character. Everything in a movie is pretty rushed.
It's like movies too fast, but and how fast they are now makes me bored.
Well,
and so the only movies that I love are very slow movies.
Well, and then what's bad about it too, it's like, okay, you almost have to do a movie extremely fast now, because of people's attention spans, you can't watch a movie over 45 minutes, you know, that's fiction or whatever. So they think they have to do this like super fast story build, but then you get these other movies that are like really slow, and that's always the complaint coming out of the theater. Oh my God, that was so slow.
Right.
You know, it's, oh, I fell asleep on it. It didn't move. It didn't go anywhere. So it's like to find that sweet spot right in the middle of just a steady pace the whole way through.
I don't think there's a sweet spot. I think that what's happening is that movies nowadays, they want to be incredibly complex and incredibly fast.
Mm-hmm.
So they want 1,000 problems and they all have to be wrapped up in an hour and 45. Whereas you have movies like The Banshees of Inisherin, which has one problem. There are other complex story plots that go along, but it all revolves around this one very simple problem. And the whole movie is focused on that. And it was riveting to me. Riveting.
I still haven't finished
because it's focused. You know, it's like a focused story.
Yeah.
And then you go to any type of Marvel and you have your main plot where you have to establish the superhero.
Mm-hmm.
So part of the plot is always some type of coming of age with this new superhero, but then you have the world ending plot to make it matter. And so that has to be delved together. And now, and since you have so many pieces of this massive franchise, you also have to bring in another character from the other one to shepherd. It's just too much. It's too much too quick. And I get bored. I'm like, I don't care about any of this. Just tell me why these two friends aren't getting along anymore. And I'll watch an hour 45, 2 hours of this because I'm riveted.
I do have to say, a lot of the movies that have been coming out that are done by A24 have been fantastic.
Yeah.
They've been really well received. I've watched a few of them. I haven't watched all of them. But I mean, from what A24 is doing, I think they have it right for this era of film, you know?
Yeah. I would say, so actually shout out to my Xbox group, which includes Spencer. And I don't know if his episode's coming out before or after this. Me and Spencer were on the Xbox group the other day. I think actually yesterday we talked about A24 and someone said, you know, A24 stuff can get real weird. And me and Spencer both agreed almost simultaneously. We're like, at least they go for it. Like they're swings that are either going to hit a home run or they're going to swing and miss hugely, but at least they're going for it. It's not like some just formulaic Marvel thing.
Somebody had an idea for a story and they executed, regardless of how weird it is.
And they're okay with being weird. That's all I was going to say. They're really okay with being weird and focusing in on something and like hanging there for a long time. One of the, I don't know if this is A24, it might be, but Cloverfield Lane.
I know what movie you're talking about. I don't know if it's A24 though.
Okay. Don't fact check us. I'm not saying it is, but it's a good example of there was really only one problem the whole time. And that one problem like kind of blooms into other problems and interpersonal stuff, but they're really focused on, you know, we're trapped in a bunker with this dude who might be crazy and we're not sure if the apocalypse outside is real or just made up. It's very simple. Very, very simple and riveting and has great acting in it. Then you get to things like, I'm sorry, Oppenheimer was too complicated for what it was.
Really? I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it.
I didn't finish it. And I know we talked about this on the pod before, but I'm just so let down with movies lately. And I just wish that they would do it better. And I don't know who to talk to about that.
Go talk to Mr. Hollywood.
Mr. Reach out.
Mr. Dude over there.
And maybe the writer's strike, I know, pushed back a bunch of stuff, and maybe some good stuff will come out. The A24 is about to release Civil War, which looks like a heaping pile of dog doo-doo. But
I thought it looked neat.
California and Texas, we're not going to get political, but California and Texas really, they're teaming up. Okay, A24. All right, that's believable.
I don't know. It's a neat concept, but again, somebody had an idea and they're going for it regardless of.
They're going for it. That's a wild idea. California and Texas. I live in Texas. I never, even the people that, you know, all I'm saying is that would just never happen. It would never happen.
For sure.
So
I'm trying to,
it's interesting.
I'm trying to think of any other new movies that are coming out that.
Well, it's hard because of the writer's strike too.
Yeah.
I just watched a movie. I just bought a movie on YouTube because that's my thing.
Was
I
it
buy movies on YouTube.
Was it The Creator that you watched recently?
Couldn't get through it.
Couldn't get through it, really. I put it going really late one night, so I did fall asleep, but it was really late. I need to rewatch it. But from what I watched, maybe halfway through it, and I enjoyed it. It was cool. But that's a neat movie for a totally different reason, though. That's like the fact that they used the FX3, the Sony, you know.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
shoot
that
it
was
and everything.
cool. And I kind of took notes on that and I was like, oh, okay, there's a
Yeah.
lot you can do with, basically the daddy version of the camera that I have that I'm using right
Yeah.
now. But it's just, it was just another one of the things where maybe this is what it is. I think I figured it out. I'm less interested now in movies that have high stakes, like world-ending high stakes.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it so much.
They've got so many of them.
Yeah, it's like every movie has to justify its existence by super high stakes.
Well, there was another movie that came out on Netflix that was I don't know. It had something to do with AI taking over,
Yeah.
but it's like it took the same premise of The Creator,
Yeah.
where you had like this AI, that was this powerful thing or whatever. Well, this other movie, I haven't watched it. I've seen clips from it, but it was like Into the World, where they basically, I think it was like, what would happen if the internet shut down or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's no nothing, no communication, no anything.
Right.
But I heard, somebody told me that there was a clip in there where they had a bunch of like Tesla style trucks, these electronic trucks that went and drove themselves to like a road, to a major highway, and then like wrecked into each other and blocked off the highway. I don't know. It's weird.
It's just there. A lot of times, I think I know what you're saying. Is a lot of times that the stakes feel very like fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, just so happens that everything gets worse because all these trucks go into each other and all this.
Yeah,
It
was ridiculous. They took the same premise. This is AI and then AI. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You could have, they're different movies, but I don't know. I guess that's just like the big topic. So everybody jumped on it. But yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I don't have an ending to this. I feel like if I just keep going, I'm just going to keep ranting about it.
Yeah.
Look, if you're still listening to my ranting and ravings on this fine Sunday afternoon, leave a comment below. Let us know what's a good movie that you've seen recently that you would recommend? Like, what's that one that you're like, okay, this came out in the last 5 years and it's a must see and it's not boring and it's not some stupid Marvel movie,
Well, I tell you what, too. So leave that comment, but then also leave another comment with one of the worst movies that you've seen with the past 5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
I would be interested to see that too, because
Yeah.
like I'll go and watch them. I don't care. I think it's funny.
I won't. I won't.
I'll go and review them.
So give us a comment with a good one for me to go watch
Yeah.
and a bad one that will make Dustin watch.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. Well, we're back. It's 2024. We have a challenge. I'm tired. The Java monster's not working, but we did the dang thing.
We did it
And we're out.
once again.
Love you.
Love you, dude. See you.
Peace.
In the streets of nowhere, I'm playing the game.